first time we traveled, we had an argument because I packed his bag.
What did you miss?
I did miss one thing.
Oh, that's all I'm saying.
You held on to that.
Because she want to prove me so much that she's not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
Welcome to the I Can't Wait to Travel podcast, and I am Lisa.
And I'm Anthony.
And on our podcast, we talk about everything between relationships and travel and more.
Mm-hmm.
We are so excited to have our special guest today, Miss Sandra Spencer, Mr. Versel Spencer.
Yo.
Bang gunning.
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that you two would be the first guests here.
We're honored. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Spencer them.
The Spencer family. Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about yourself so that people can get to know you.
Yes, make the people know them.
Well, we've been together since 2005. We are a blended family of 8. We've raised 6 children together.
Wow.
When we met, I had 2 children before. He had 3 children before. And God had it so that all of our children were the same exact ages.
That's
Crazy.
And 6 months after knowing me, he proposed.
Wow.
And
Bend the knee.
I said yes. We became a blended family, and we had our son Verse.
Yes.
Now, moving forward, together 20 years, married almost 19, we have our children and 4 grandchildren.
Beautiful.
And we love to travel.
I love that. That was perfect. And there is a title, a championship, a reward that we need to give this couple. Because you may not know this, but I did a little count before you came.
Okay.
And you have done over 15 trips with us.
Wow.
Some being with I Can't Wait to Travel and travel agencies before.
Prior.
And 2 group trips.
Wow.
So you are leading the way.
Mm-hmm.
And we have trips in between.
That's very true.
And prior to you.
Absolutely.
So you did great, babe.
Yes.
Doing very well.
Yes.
So I love that you're here because not only do the people get to know about you, but there's so much that I don't know.
Really?
Yes, there's a lot and I want to know more.
Trouble.
So you're both from Jamaica.
Yes.
Jamrock.
Tell us what travel looked like for you guys in your, before 10, in your teenage years, and then in your 20s. What did travel mean for you?
So you want to answer?
You go ahead.
Okay.
You're good with that.
So when we met, shortly thereafter, he invited me to his family reunion.
Okay.
Like really shortly after we met. And I was hesitant because it was new. And then he said, okay, I'll take you to the family reunion and then we can go visit somewhere else in Jamaica.
In Jamaica. Okay.
Right. So we went to the family reunion to meet the family and then we went elsewhere. But because of my value system and because of how much I gave him a hard time, I wasn't sure about getting close to him at that time. But he was so accommodating, even though we went to Hedonism Hotel.
Wait. How did hedonism get selected as the hotel?
Because I had
for those of you who don't know what hedonism is, go look it up right now.
I had a cousin that was going at the time, and she was like, there were a couple, and they were like, "Hey, you guys should come." And then he's like, "Okay, we can go."
Okay.
So shortly after, we went to his family reunion, met the family, had a great time, and then after he proposed to me, I told him under a few conditions, but one of them was that because our family is so big and busy, we had to spend time together every year alone, along with spending time together every year with the children. Because my husband, he's that man that has, the Jamaican with the 10 jobs. He's very ambitious, hardworking, and I didn't want the relationship to get away from us. and I knew that travel would be the way to get it done.
Oh, so you saw that from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
I love that.
Because he would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and Lord knows what time at night he would get home.
Wow.
Wow.
So now you got the travel bug, Versel.
So, Versel, were you traveling before Sandra, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I did some traveling before.
Okay.
You know, but meeting her was a pleasure. You know, like I said, you know, it was fun at first, and it get better now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
She loved to travel. I think now that she met me, I think her first thing is like, once you said you're going anywhere, she's ready.
I love it.
Ready to pack and go. So I know that's her number one thing. She loved to take trips, which I do love to take trips to, but for me, short trips.
Okay.
For some reason, I doesn't like go long unless I'm going far.
Right.
Yeah, but I like to take those 3 days. Get away, come back 3 days. And then if we're going to go far, then maybe a week.
Right.
10 days. I think the longest I go for is maybe 10 days.
Okay.
No,
Dubai.
that 14-day cruise.
Oh,
wow.
14 days. Yeah, we did that too, yeah.
And our son was a baby
Oh, he got
during the
travel bug early.
holidays.
No, they left their son at home.
We left
right?
them, and during the holiday, bigger kids was like, "Don't worry, he's not going to remember that you're gone." And we had help at the house, and was
Right.
mommy living with us at the time then? And
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
it was. I cried. It was a holiday cruise. It was 14 days, 11 islands in the Caribbean. And I'll never forget. It was a real. I even told him we needed a do-over because I was so caught up with being away from the kids and the family that it was hard for me to have a good time. And I'll never forget. I think we were in Curacao or one of those islands when it was time for the New Year's to be rang in, and everybody was Happy New Year's, and I'm on his shoulder crying.
So that was like never again.
Yeah, and
You went from 14 to 3.
Well, I would do a little bit more, but maybe because of how things set up right now. Yeah, I think 3 days and, you know, and the comeback. I have so much going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, I still would find time to get away, but I like 3 days.
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
Yeah, 3 days, you know, I don't push it beyond that because, you know, I don't want to start thinking.
Yeah.
You know, and if I'm there 3 days, I like to get a lot done. So I won't sleep in. You know, some people get away. They
And
lay
that's
down and
vacation.
sleep. I feel if I'm on vacation, I want to do something, you know.
Right.
I will sleep in, you know, to some degree, but I like to enjoy the place, enjoy the property, walk around, do things, you know, and then I settle in, you know, but I like to travel, you know, that's my number one thing. You know, it's just that with me and her, sometimes the time doesn't match because she like long trip.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her like that. I have other things to do than to just lay up somewhere, relax.
But that's only because it takes
I can relax traveling. She can't relax traveling.
No.
Anxiety.
I'm tired before I get there. First of all,
And she started pack 1 month before, you know, and those kind of things. And month to start to pack, and I'm coming home and everything was laid down.
I completely understand.
Pack and she and change things, and she get. And I said, "What?"
I'm with Sandra on that one. So
but that's because all he has to do is show up.
right.
You know, because when our son was younger, he's 18 now. I used to pack for me, him, and Babe, Versel. So he didn't. When he traveled, he doesn't even know what's in the bag.
Wow. So you're a traditional traveler.
Yeah, listen. The first time we traveled, we had an argument because I packed his bag. He wasn't accustomed to anybody packed his bag, and he kept saying, "Well, what if that is not in there? What if that?" I was like, "Brethren, just remember to take care, you know, like you know."
What did you miss?
I didn't.
That's all I'm saying.
What did you forget?
She forget. She get.
So that's
Wait a minute. You held on to that.
Because she want to prove me so much that she's not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
And all I said to her, let me go through so I could double check. You know, it's good for you to double check
That was
because
2005.
you have certain things that you need to be in place.
I know
when
what
she
you're
packed,
talking about.
And I'm worried on the trip. I said, Lord, I hope she doesn't miss something in there, you know, because if she misses, she's going to hear it. Because you know why? Let me do it. I know what to do it. She missed the belt. So, you know, imagine you're on the trip, no belt in your pocket. No belt. No bell. You're going out to the.
Oh, I love it.
Did I really hold on to that?
Yeah, but it was fun. I mean, she did well. I have to allow her though. You know,
Yeah.
for most part,
Yeah.
yeah, you could leave her to pack things. You know,
Now you don't forget the
sometimes some things she packed though, I doesn't like it. Yeah, I just want to wear what she packs. That's
Yeah.
another part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It looked good to her, but to
Yeah.
me, you don't feel
I know
comfortable.
what
So-
you're
So
talking
you
about. I know
understand.
exactly
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
talking about. Like, I'm not wearing this.
Yeah, I'm not wearing that. Yeah.
So now, 19 years later, you're still packing his bag?
Yes, but I've
gets to inspect it
compromised.
first.
What I've learned to do is, because he's still a man and he still has to do what works for him.
Right.
And I have to respect that. I lay everything out on the bed,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I lay the shoes out on the
Right.
ground. And it's only because he's busy, not because he's not capable.
Right, of
I'm
course.
just trying to be a supportive wife.
Not only that, too, is what you want to see me and say it like
I remember one time.
Yeah, you remember.
Lisa packed some speedos. I'm not wearing these speedos. I'm not wearing these speedos. I don't even like seeing that. Want to see me in these speedos. I'm not wearing no
See that?
speedos.
I can see
One time
that.
she didn't pack no bathing suit. I'm like, you want to see me in my
I got
birthday suit?
it.
So for those of you who don't know, Sandra is my cousin on my mother's side. So when I hear her say that, it just sounds like my mom. My
Yes.
mom packing my dad's bag, that traditional great wife, you know? And
Well, a lot of what I know
obviously
about
failed.
marriage, I learned from your mom.
Ah,
Well,
shout out to Mama
the
Marie.
reason why I've never attempted to pack the bag is because I know if I forget something,
Oh,
it's
you're
going to
gonna
be
hear
my
it.
fault.
You're gonna hear
If he
it 20
forgets
years
his
later.
own thing,
Anthony, you're still in your feelings.
20 years.
Yeah.
if he
Here.
forgets his own thing,
It's
I'll
okay.
be mad at him.
It's all
right.
You know?
Because it's my fault.
Yes. Yes.
But another thing too is that 8 days of the week he wears work clothes.
Right.
It's all work clothes. So for holidays, Father's Days and birthdays, he gets clothes from his wife.
You see the kind of week she gave me?
Yeah.
Not 7.
8.
8
8.
days.
So there. See? Telling you, man. But I like that. You know?
But tell him
Yeah.
the one thing I never buy for you.
Oh, shoes. Why don't? Why don't you buy shoes for me?
Yeah.
That's
Some tradition or something.
Like the man will walk out of the
Yeah.
house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't understand it.
No, but our
Why can't you buy the man
daughters,
shoes?
our
Yeah.
daughters buy him really, really nice. They buy his shades and his shoes.
Yeah.
So all he has to do is show up.
Right.
And then our sons, they get him the cologne
Okay.
and the accessories, the jewelry.
Right.
So
He's
he's
blessed all around.
yeah, because he blessed us so much. That's the least we could do
Look
is
at
make
that.
sure that the
Giving
man
it
look
shall be
good.
given
Make
to
sure
you.
that he dressed well.
I love it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So we went from the family reunion, hedonism, you're dating. Walk us through that. What was the next step? How did you guys? How did you meet in the first place, and then how did we get to the proposal?
Okay.
Wow, meeting. Telling you. If I start off and that, we're not gonna done.
The condensed version.
Yeah. Okay. No. Well, we meet because at the time I think there was a guy that gave me her number that she needed some work to get done, some home improvement, and I was too busy to call her. So it went on maybe about 2 months. I didn't call her. So the guy kept saying, "Verse, when you gonna call the lady, man?" I said, "I'm gonna call her soon. I'm gonna call her soon." But I didn't get around it. So it looked like the guy gave her my number. She's that kind of woman. She need things to get done.
Yeah.
So one day I was on Sunday relaxing. I think I was cooking dinner too. For the kids. Being a single man, I have to take care of the children. Laying down cooking, I heard the phone ring. So I pick up the phone. I say, "Hello." So the way she come on the phone like, "Brethren,
Yeah.
who you take so long to call, big man?" I don't know who is on the other side. So my response to her, I could tell that, she's Jamaican.
Yeah.
But I have no idea who she is. "Brethren, how you take so long to call, big man?" So I said to her, being the kind of man I am, I said, "Look, I apologize for not calling you. But look at it this way. I saved the best for last." Yeah, so she was on the other end of the phone, and I heard she said, I like the last part. So I said, whoa. You know? So from there on, then, you know, I told her that I will come over and take a look to see what she was doing and what she needed to get done. So she gave me her address, you know, drive there, you know, dress up a little bit, you know, bling out, because from here the virgin said, this girl
felt something that was
through the phone line.
Yeah.
Once I said to her that I saved the best for last, and I thought that would finish it, but she coming back on the phone line and said, I like the last part. I said, so it says a little thing come through that phone line and like go through your system, you know? Right. So I said, all right, let me get myself together. And then I go over there. When I went by her house, there was a gentleman I remember standing on the balcony, like, so I asked him, say, is there a lady live here named Sandra? I thought that the man, he didn't answer me right, you know, maybe because of the way I come and I look, you know.
He was there doing other work.
Yeah, and he said to me that, you talked to her? I said, yeah, I talked to her. I think he was drinking a beer. And he said, well, if you talk to her, just go down the hallway. She's in her room. I said, no, I can't do that, man. Can't walk into the yeah. So I said, I can't do that. He said, I'm telling you, if you talk to her, go down the hallway and she's in her room. So I said, no, so, you know, kind of lay back a little bit. I ain't going to walk into the house to the room. You know, I'm not that person. So somewhere along the line, she came up and she met me. And, you know, I followed her back down in her room. She was on her laptop doing work. You know, doing stuff. So I remember she she was doing work. So, you know, she have a ottoman, you know, which we call back in the days, we call it hassock. Yeah. So I sit in it while she working. You know, and whatever we discussing while she was still doing it. Yeah. But I was rocking because the other man wasn't against the wall.
There wasn't a chair in the room.
Yeah. So, you know, and she's still doing her thing. So she said to me, you look a little bit uncomfortable. So I looked back at her and I said, why you say that? She said, you're rocking. But if you want, you could lay on the bed. Wait, no. I said, lay on the bed.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I said, sit on the bed.
Whichever.
There's a big difference.
All right, so sit
on the bed.
All far as sit. I'm laying. I'm sitting on the bed. All right. She said, sit on the bed. So I'm sitting on the bed. All right. So no, I'm sitting on the bed. Nobody in the bed. Can I lay down? That's all I'm saying.
I hear your point. He said to me, well, what if the man comes? I said, I'm not entertaining anybody, so you're okay. So can I fast forward a little bit? We talked that night from 4 in the afternoon to 4 the next morning.
Yeah, the next morning.
Nothing to do with work.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with.
So you never found out what she needed done?
No.
I told her, that's why I tell you, you know, she can talk. Yeah.
You would think, but now he can talk.
Yeah, because it's like a connection was there. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, she did carry me from 4 in the evening till 4 in the morning. And I'm wondering, sir, why I'm in this lady house? You know, I just come to look at something. You know, we kept talking. Wow.
No, but we learned that we had so much in common. We both lived in New York for many years, never met in New York. We both knew some of the same people. My cousins had this thing called the car wash, where he used to play the music out of his car. And people used to come on Friday nights and jerk chicken, steamed jerk, roast fish. It was like, in Mount, it was a hangout spot. He knew everyone. He knew everyone that I knew, but we never met. And then when it came to music, he thought he knew so much about music. My brother's a selector, DJ. That's what we call it. And I had every Studio One R&B. And then growing up in the Bronx, New York, I was a hip hop junkie. So every genre of music, Sandra knew it. So he was testing me. He was like, well, what do you know about this? And when you know that, I bust out the CDs. Back then it was CDs, remember?
Yeah.
And oh my God, we were exchanging dance moves and we really had a good time getting
That was on the first day.
The first day.
Yeah. I told you I couldn't go home. Because I'm wondering, so man, I come here to show, I bring all my samples and everything. I forget where the sample is. We're just talking. We're just talking and we talk till in the morning. So for the next day now, It's Monday night. I went to the Sunday. It was Monday night. And I came home again, I lay down and I'm watching, I think the Giants was playing some team. I'm laying down. So I heard my phone ring, you know, but she did give me her key this Sunday night so I could come back and do what I'm doing.
There were some people that, I had people in the house steam cleaning, because, okay, my children were in New York for the summer. So I was trying to get things done for their rooms before they got home. So I had people steam cleaning a mattress that I had gotten.
Okay.
And they were taking too long because I had to go to court for my job at the time. And he called me early in the morning. He said, I know I kept you up all night. I'm just checking to see if it was okay. I was like, I'm late. I gotta go to work. It's like I was all over the place. He said, leave the key on the bar and I'll lock up for you.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so he came to make sure.
Yeah, I came and she was gone.
And I was gone.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, he surprised me. Him and his firstborn, my bonus son, he came, had his friend deliver the carpet. He laid the carpet. Yeah. And he was just taking care of business like immediately.
Yeah. I had to get her right because after she talked me up that whole night. I said, I said I have to take care of her. So, I did what I have to do, but she ended up now with the key. You started laughing?
No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So when she gave me the key now, and I did what I have to do for her. I know she didn't know anything about me. Honestly, like people think that, she had to pull this guy apart. Look, this guy, not like that. Yeah, she didn't know anything. So that I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So when I go there, and I finished the job for her, I said to my son, I can't charge this lady.
Wow.
Yeah, there's an energy in me, and I said, I can't charge this lady. So my son said, why? I said, no. Whatever work I'm going to do, I'm just going to tell her that I'm not charging her. So when she came home from work, she was happy. Her place looking nice, and she, she's that kind of person. Like she's throwing an ailey-mailey. All right. Yeah, she's good. So she said, "What?"
I said, "This is so nice. How much do I owe you?"
So I said to her, "You don't owe me anything." So she looked at me and said, "What do you mean I don't owe you anything?" Yeah, she get in her. I
got defensive.
Yeah, like said, now whatever I do, I'm looking for something in return.
Yeah.
Not knowing that she got a genuine guy here. Doesn't need anything.
Right.
Just see the need, believe it as it. What I do, I'm done and I'm gone.
Right.
But
that's a blessing for her. But she was wailing, man. I said, like, when I tell her that, and she carry on, so look at her. But she used some word, I won't say that in the podcast. Yeah, she used some language where...
Imagine.
Because in my mind, because what I experienced prior to him, because there were times he even had to intervene. Because I had people who said they were coming to do work, and when they realized that I'm a single woman, they either want to go up on the price, or this one guy say, well, if you help me, I can help you. What does that mean? Lord. They were trying to compromise me.
Yeah.
So my defense mode already
went
up.
Yeah.
So when he said that I don't owe you anything, I'm not going to tell you what I told him, but I said, you're not, in other words, you're not going to get any of the cookie for the carpet. But I used other words. I know And he looked at his son, he was like, what?
I have the car right there. I said, look, I'm not here for cookie girl. I can go buy cookie. I said, so when I said that to her, I saw she started crying. I said, what did I say wrong? I said, you bringing up cookie. I'm not I said, I'm not charging you. Take it and run with it. And I'm out. But when she gone, you're not gonna. I said, no. I said, I'm not here for that. I'm not here.
Wow.
Because I wasn't accustomed to the nice guy.
To her and tell her, I said, no, I'm not about that. I'm here. I see the needs for help. I want to help. So it spring off from there then. And sure, the kind of man I am. After I finished, I hand her back her key.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she said, keep it. She said, keep the key. I said, what's wrong with you? At one point, I was thinking, wonder if she's okay. She acts so offensive, and the next thing I finish, and I'm out of here, and I said, ma'am, here is a key. I'm a gentleman when it comes to that. And she said, keep it. And I look at her. What manner of woman is this? And keep your key. But I guess she was seeing beyond me. Her vision was maybe, like I was talking to a friend, and the friend said, that lady see way through you, man. She ain't going to let you come out that house. I said, yes, come on. She ain't gonna let you come out of that house. When she tell you to keep the key, you know what she's thinking. Long term, brother.
Yeah.
You have the key, so you let yourself in. So the Monday night, went home, laying on, watching the Giants game, and I heard my phone ring. I said, hello? I said, it's Sandra, yeah. What you doing? I said, I'm watching the football game. By yourself? I said, yes.
I'm a sports fan also.
So she said to me, come over. I said, oh, Lord have mercy. If she taught me to 4 o'clock from 4 to 4, what's going to happen the next time? And I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, man, if I go to this late, I ain't going to get no sleep.
You weren't a talker? It was just...
Yeah, but you good. I'll give you that. Yeah, I give you that. Because I am the shy one.
You were the shy one.
I'm the shy one.
The roles have since reversed.
So I went over her house and I pressed the doorbell.
Yeah.
So take a little while for her to get to the door. Think I maybe press it again. Because, she know I'm coming. She said, come over.
And halftime don't last that long.
Yeah.
Third quarter coming.
She come to the door and she opened the door. And I'm seeing some sign with her and I'm thinking that this lady's a little bit fresh. What we call fresh like she rude.
Yeah.
So she come to the door.
I was in protection mode, okay?
Yeah. She come to the door and she opened the door. Is you out there? I said, yeah, I told you I was coming. Did I give you a key? I said, yeah. Why didn't you use it?
But
the key's home. She said, I'll give you a key so you could let yourself in. And then, I size her up a little bit, and, for the most part of it, she come around to address those after. I said, look, you tell me to come over. I ain't going to look for key.
Yeah.
She said, that's why I give you a key, so you could let yourself in. So she was ahead of me, and she was speeding. Wow. Lucky she didn't get a ticket.
But why did you get the key? What else was there for you to do?
No.
You never get the key.
You missed the part that I said. After I finished the job, what I did, I give you your key.
You did,
yeah. Remember, we'll go through that. And what did you say to me?
Keep it.
All right. Now, do you want to tell them why you tell me to keep it?
No.
That's fine. That's fine.
Fast forward.
Yeah, that's fine.
6 months after knowing me, his birthday was coming up. And he had been so good. Okay, so when we met, our girls were 8 years old, by 6 months different. And my firstborn, he was 13 at the time, and his firstborn was 14. And then our bonus son, our middle son, he was 10.
Okay.
So from the day they met, they were intertwined. So even though 2 of the children were supposed to go to their mom like every other weekend, and his firstborn was there with him all the time. From the day that we met, when I say we never spent a day separate and apart, either as a couple or children, everything we were like, they were, So we were planning a surprise birthday get together, just he and I and the children at his home at the time. And so the kids and I are running around trying to get things done while he's out working to surprise him for his birthday. And he surprises us.
What?
The kids and I are on the way to the mall, and my phone rang, and he said, "Where are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm out running errands." He said, "You have to meet me in Macy's in 5 minutes. I have something to show you, but I got to meet a client. If you don't come now, I have to leave." So he knew. You know where he was calling us from?
The mall already?
He was there in the mall and he saw us.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I needed to get them out so I could do what I need to do.
He dived in the men's dressing room at Dillard's at the time to hide, to get us to the other end of the mall.
So I could go.
So he could go. He was picking up my ring.
Yeah.
Oh. So when you're picking up her ring to propose, you see them all there. Like, what are they
doing? So I send
there?
them on a goose chase.
Wow.
Tell them to meet me somewhere else. So while they go on, I get my ring and I'm
out of there. At the time, I live up the street from the mall.
Okay.
So he's like, "You got to come in 5 minutes. I have a client waiting for me." And he know I like designer bags. He said, "There's something nice I want to get for you if you don't come now." So we running, but I didn't think he sent me to the men's section of Macy's at the other end of the mall.
Right.
But they have women's perfume and household stuff there. So me and the kids then running down the mall, right? "Come on, Dad, we don't want him to know that we're here. Run. We run it down. So we call, looking around, we're calling him. He's not answering because he's buying time. And then when he finally answered, we said, "Where are you? We're here at the mall." And he was like, "Oh, I sent you to the wrong Macy's. Come to the other Macy's."
Oh, nice.
Theirs is right next door to the other Macy's.
Wow.
So he met us at the other Macy's. He bought me a nice bag. And then,
you still had to buy a bag.
And then we left him, and we still mad dashing to pick up cake and balloons and everything.
I think that Zales is going to hear this story and
So then we went home. I'm trying to make it fast. I know you don't have a lot of time.
No, you take your time.
Okay. So then he went to do his job. We went home. We're cleaning up. We're setting up. And we're having a good time. Music is playing. Food cooked. We're all giving him the gifts at the table. The boys are upstairs on the computer playing video games. And the girls are downstairs with us dancing and music is playing. Our first daughter, Tamara, after we gave him the gifts, we toasted sparkling cider and told him how much we appreciate him. And my firstborn, my daughter Brianni, Joel and Brianni was, all the kids toasted him and told him how great of a dad he is, because he is. He's an exceptional man. And then he said, "That's all. Nothing else is gonna happen for the rest of the night." And I said, "What do you mean? Look how many gifts you have, and look how much love we're getting. You expect more?" And he said, "May I put on some music?" So he put on the music, and we're dancing out of the mouth of babes. This 8-year-old beautiful little girl jumps on his back and says, "You're wasting time. You need to hurry up and make her your wife."
Wow.
Oh my God.
Not knowing Tamara, not knowing that he already had the ring.
Wow.
So he said, "How you gonna show me up like I don't already know that she's my wife?" And said, "Baby, soon come." So the girls are dancing. I sit on the couch. The boys are upstairs. He goes upstairs, changes his shirt, and get down on one knee.
Bend the knee.
And the girls start jumping up and down. And I'm sitting there now.
So beautiful.
I took the beauty out of it.
Oh my gosh.
What, you started crying?
Crying.
No. I thought he was mocking Tamara. I didn't know that he really had a ring.
I thought I was faking.
I thought he was faking.
Yeah.
I said, "Get up off of the ground and stop the foolishness." But he has the ring behind him. So Brianni and Tamara could see the ring, but I didn't know. I thought he was mocking her. I said, "Babe, stop. You played too much." And then, so he's professing his love to me.
Wow.
And again, I'm in defense mode. And then he was like, "I'm trying to tell you how much I love you and how much I want to make you my wife and how much you've changed my life." And the girls are like, "Say yes, say yes." And then he pulls out the ring.
Wow.
I fall on the ground and start crying. The boys run downstairs. It's like a movie, I promise you not. Tavon jumps on Joel and said, "We're going to be brothers now."
Wow.
And then Todd, Tavon, and Joel, and they all start jumping up and down. It was like, and then he had to pick me up. He was like, "Is that a yes?" He picked me up off the
You didn't
floor.
even
It
respond.
was so
No,
beautiful.
I heard yes from all section of the place. I think even other people were saying yes, didn't even know what happened.
It was beautiful.
Now that is a story of how you met. Like,
Yes.
that is beautiful. And even though we laughed the whole way, as Sandra's cousin, it just warms my heart because you have allowed her to bring down all those walls and have softened her to trust and to be held and to just be submissive to you as the leading man in her life.
Yeah.
And you allowed her to go from that place of freshness or rudeness
Yes.
to
Yes.
Yes.
I love you, I trust you, and I'm following you.
Yes.
Wow.
I said, if he's fake, I know how I'm gonna get rid of him. Because he was like, "Listen." Before that, he sent Tamara upstairs for the briefcase where he had all of his divorce papers, all of his important papers. Because this is the second time around. I was married before, and so was he.
Right.
So before I met him, I said, never another Jamaican man again.
Yeah.
And was it the week before you met me? You told your friend no more Jamaican woman?
Well, it's a lot of complex. You know, I told him a lot. You know, it's a boy talk.
Yeah.
He said, "No more."
No, I said I'm gonna play the field now because I feel like you're
Yeah,
free. You're gonna run wild. You're gonna do things. So my friend looked at me and he said, "Verse, you're not gonna get too far, man." I said, "Why? Playing the field?" I said, "Why?" He said, "You're not a field guy." Yeah, you know, maybe not a field. He said, "Some woman gonna come by and take you away from the field."
Wow.
That's what happened.
That was a week before.
Week before.
And then he took all the papers out of the brief. He took his divorce decree from before. He took his U.S. passport. He said, "I don't need a green card," because I thought he was too good to be true.
Yeah.
He took.
Man, I tell her, she put me in all kind of box, man. This guy may be looking green card. This guy may be.
Because I experienced deception in the past, so I didn't understand what the genuine guy looked like. You know, I mean, I had great people that I knew in my past, but based on my last experience, I wanted to make sure that I didn't experience that again. So he said, "Look, I'm not a rich man. I'm just a hardworking man. Here is this, that, that, and other. I just want to share my life with you and make you happy." And I said, "If him fake, me know how to get rid of him." And I said, "Okay, if you're serious about me, you got to come to church." He's like, "Small things that for a big boss."
She's gonna tell him, man. Tell him to come to church. See if he's gonna run.
You invite brothers to church.
Yeah, they go. Yeah, they go. They ain't going to no church.
Oh my God! Not knowing that he starts his day with devotion every day. In new scriptures back. He was such a spiritual man.
Oh yeah.
That it was like everything that I thought was a challenge for him was nothing.
Right.
His thing was like small things for a big boss. Like, you know. And we went to church and we had so much fun in our marriage. We had so much fun in our marriage counseling. The pastor that married us, Pastor Robin Lewis, we said, "We want you to be the one to officiate." There was another pastor at the time. He was like, "No, that pastor." I was like, "No, the Lord told me it had to be you." We had such a great time, and we were his first wedding.
Really?
And we look forward to going to marriage counseling.
What a blessing.
When I tell you everything
Just went to
What
fell
a
just
together.
fit.
Oh wow, that's beautiful. So then you're now engaged. You get married. Is your honeymoon your first trip?
No, the trip to his
that's
family
the
reunion.
But so from the
we
reunion
did a
to
couple
the
of trips,
honeymoon, you did a couple of trips.
No, but the honeymoon that we thought we were going to have, we didn't have. Because when we were getting married, I just wanted just he and I on the kids.
Oh yeah, it was the whole family.
Then he said, "No, I want a real wedding." He gave me a credit card with my name on it and said, "Go do what you have to do. Do it."
What man is
He said, "Do what you have to do to shop for your wedding. I don't want anybody to say you're getting married and you're asking them for anything."
Wow.
And then when your mom got the news, when Aunt Marie got the news, and she was so happy, your dad invited us for dinner.
Yeah.
Remember?
You went to Miami.
To let him know.
Oh my God!
You remember that?
Yeah.
We went to that Asian restaurant.
Yes.
Gosh.
Because
wow.
he wanted, Uncle John wanted him to know, welcome to the family. I want you to know that even though her dad is not in her life, she has people who love and care for her. And we love you like a son.
Yeah, they did it. Take me out for dinner,
And even though he welcomed them into the family, he wanted to know, listen, boss, we're paying attention. You know, we got you. And then Aunt Marie said, "Well, if we're gonna do all the food for the wedding, your mom." And then Aunt Yvonne heard that Aunt Marie was doing the food. She said, "We're gonna do all the flowers for the wedding." And then Aunt Carol heard that they were doing the food. Aunt Carol said, "I'm taking care of all of the alcohol for the wedding." And then then my brother came and he said, "Oh, I'm doing the music." And when I tell you, it just came together. It was just so beautiful. So then when the rest of the family heard that we were getting married, my sister-in-law from England and her children, his brother from Canada, people were just coming from everywhere for our wedding because they were all so happy for us. So I was like, well, how are we going to go on a honeymoon? He said, "Okay, everybody's going to come." He said, we're going to Disney World. Okay. So everyone that came from out of town for our wedding,
we all went to Disney.
We all went to Disney.
So it was a good time.
It was a good time. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Really? He did that.
Wow. So how many people were there?
Oh God, we had we rented a car and we had 2 additional car loads.
Wow.
And we got what was it, 8-bedroom, and
Yeah.
we got a couple. Orlando back then was
Yeah.
dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got a whole section.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
nice. It
whole
was beautiful.
So you've gone from married with 5 kids, you end up now having a child together, which someone told me that was a very special time. So what made you decide now to have a child together and grow your family to be an even bigger family?
Wow, she wouldn't be Sandra if she didn't bring a child. Yeah. There was times that she said, "I want to have a child for you," and that's big because she had to see something in me. Someone no.
Because before him, I was
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I decided I was done because I didn't want to have 3 children for 3 different men. In our community, you had the baby mother and the baby mother and the baby father, and I just got so tired of having the title of, even though I was an ex-wife, I still got tired of having that title of being a baby mother. And it doesn't degrade it because they're hard work. Listen, single mothers, big up yourself.
Yes,
we
big
do
up the single.
great by raising our families because of the strength of the women, but I no longer wanted that label. And I remember I was going to tie my tubes, and then a sibling of mine said, well, what if it takes the 3rd one to get it right? And so I didn't. And then because for me, for me, it was about security for me. That, it wasn't just about having a baby. It's about knowing that if I have a child for you, I want to know that me and all the children are secure, not just my children, but all of our children, because they all belong to me now too. And then I was getting older. I was like 39. I was approaching 40.
So you need to hurry up.
So I needed to hurry up. and it happened. I came out of
There's no time.
No,
I came out of my birthday on the hospital.
Yeah, she got the gift
Out of the hospital with a baby.
on her
He
birthday.
was born
He was
3 days
born-
before my birthday.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they share the same. Yeah.
And the other night he asked me, he said, what was the most, during the time that we've been together, what was the most special time in your life since we've been together? And I told him the different seasons that I had experienced with him. And I said, well, when was it for you? For me, like, what was the most beautiful year for you since we were together? And you remember what you said to me?
I said nothing to you.
No,
But tell me what
the
you
primary
remember.
thing.
No, I said it.
That's a political answer. He said,
Tell me what you remember.
yeah.
he said when you were pregnant with Verse.
See?
Yeah.
See? That was easy. That was so easy.
Really?
Anyway, with that, she could drop the mic. No? Yeah, that was easy. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
And then now you're traveling with 6 children.
Yeah.
Some of your children have had children.
Grandchildren.
Yeah.
And how does that look for you guys now?
And sons with our mother-in-law, cousin.
Yeah,
Go ahead, you.
we do big trips, Sometimes I just invite everyone and tell them, let's go. Yeah, and they would say, you going? I said, yeah, where we going? Like I told her, I don't like to pack.
Yeah.
I like to grab and go. She like to pack. So if I know I'm leaving, knows what? No, it's March. And I'm planning something said maybe June. Yeah, she started pack from the end of March. So she got that lead with
I'm just
3 months.
weighing
3
my
months.
options.
Yeah, so that was good. I like to take the family on trips. Sometimes I feel like the need to have everybody, if I can do it. So if I can do it, I get them involved and we just go.
What was the biggest trip that you guys did?
Oh, wow.
Biggest one could
had
be
2.
Greece. Yeah, we did
No,
Greece.
Dubai.
Dubai. I think we had more people in Greece.
See what happened? We
Biggest trip with family?
Yeah.
I think it's Greece.
Yeah.
How many people were in that one?
Oh, Jesus.
Mighty. Because, that one was big.
It was like 13 or 14?
Yeah.
Because
That
when-
was like
okay,
14 of us.
let's
That
go
was
back.
the 14-day.
No.
No. 13 or 14 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
14 people
Our
gathered.
10th anniversary, we renewed our vows in Hawaii. But we didn't take the kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're still hearing about it today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had unfortunate situation. My sister-in-law, she passed away and she lived in England and he was very close to his sister. And And so we were preparing the family to go to England for the funeral. He decided the day after the funeral, we're not staying. Let's go. And everybody's like, "You're leaving?" He's like, "Yeah." I think that's what happened when he decided. I'm not speaking for you, but what I observed, he wanted to see the world now because his sister passed away. They were so very close, and he worked so hard. It's like, if he's not working, he doesn't go to parties. He don't go to the clubs. He don't even play dominoes. I know you love dominoes. He just work. So he was like, "It's time for me to go travel."
I would play domino.
No, I mean, you won't take the time out to do it. So then, Joel, all of our adult children, Joel, Brianni, Tamara, all of them, they know how to get online and make things happen. So he was like, "Yeah, man, this is what I want to do." So we left from London. The children and I went to Venice first, and then him and Verse came to London. But he was under the weather, so he didn't get to go to Venice. So I went to meet him at the hotel in London. Then we went to the funeral, did what we had to do with the family for 2 days. And he's like, "Come on, Joe, where are we going next?" We left. We went to Rome. Mad dash.
Wow.
Airbnbs. We left Rome. He made pizza in Rome.
Yeah, that's where the pizza bug started.
I had the bug before. He
had the bug before.
So this was a great time to not to interrupt your story, but what's this pizza bug? Tell him why he said that.
Oh, wait, well, the pizza
There's
thing
no
is
bugs
something.
in the pizza.
No. Is the dynamic of changing the food, because we have a restaurant. Yeah, so we changed it. It used to be a Subway. We changed it from Subway now where we do pizza.
And Tingzs.
What's the name of the restaurant?
Pizza and Tingzs.
Tingzs. Yeah.
Tingzs.
And the
Tingzs is a lot of different things. We have the Jamaican twist, and we have all kind of different things.
Oxtail pizza, Akin sausage pizza, jerk chicken pizza, jerk pork pizza. So we have
mango pizza,
plantain pizza. We have
different kind of
We have
food.
traditional pizzas,
Right?
but because there was already a Jamaican restaurant and the Chinese, there was already we wanted to do something different,
A nice fusion.
a nice fusion. So then when we got to Rome, we were in at a restaurant, and my granddaughter ordered the pizza, and we tasted, and the guy was like, "Well, how was the pizza, man?" And I'm like, "We've had better." I said, "Man, he's a pizza baker right here." He's like, "You bake pizza?" And we paid the bill. He said, "Come, I have a real restaurant to introduce you to."
I told him that the pizza wasn't good.
Yeah, he told the pizza wasn't good.
Yeah, and he said, "How can you be in Italy and telling us that the
Pizza's
is
no good.
We've
We had the
experienced
same
that.
experience.
And we lived in New York. We had New York pizza.
Exactly.
Yeah, tell him
So
the
he
pizza
said-
wasn't good."
He said, "Come, I have someone to introduce you to." So the entire family trotted down the street around the corner from the Coliseum, and he took him in the back to meet the chef. And he said, "This man says he makes pizza in Florida." The man take off his apron. It was his cousin. He called him prior to his cousin. He took off his apron. He told Versel, "My kitchen is your kitchen. Go make the pizza."
What?
And he made the pizza. And we're all cheering him on and videotaping. And of course, my mouth was in the background the most. So we thought we were making the pizza for us to take home as a family.
Yeah, no.
He said, "No, this order's for table one. You have to go serve it to table one."
Yes, I had to serve it.
And we all followed behind him to table one and gave it to the couple that was sitting there. And he said, "If you're not the first black man to make pizza in Italy, you're the first Jamaican to make pizza in my restaurant." And the couple was so excited. They ate it, they enjoyed it, took pictures, and the whole restaurant
We couldn't get out the store, man.
Get out the store.
We couldn't get out that store.
Wow.
Everybody coming up to me.
Yeah.
Want my heart to grow.
Take pictures. It was nice.
So much pictures, so much video. Yeah.
Then we left there and went to Paris.
We had a good time.
We had a good time. We went back. It was a lot of back and forth because the key is to visit all the European countries that are
Make some
Make some
surrounding.
hit stuff here and there.
And then we went back to London, and then we made it back home.
Wow.
And then
How long
after
was that entire trip?
a week,
That one was long because we closed the restaurant. You're right.
about 10 days. I think.
Yeah.
But I tell you, we hit and run cities. We were checking Airbnbs late at night, wake up early in the morning, catch a flight, get a train. And we didn't even think to videotape all
Went
of
to
it.
Vatican City too, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the Pope is.
Yeah.
We
We
did
went
some
to
pictures.
Coliseum. We did. When I say we did everything in record timing, everything in record
So no
time.
sleep, like you said,
No.
you barely get any sleep. Just go, go, go,
Yeah.
go.
And then Father's Day,
We went
a
to
couple
Dubai,
years
to
ago,
Dubai, yeah.
before 2 weeks before Father's Day, we all sitting at the table just talking about life. And I said, man, I feel like I want to go to Dubai. So we said, all right. But we didn't follow up. And say, yeah, man. What we do is I show him YouTube videos of places that he thinks he wants to go to so that he can get an idea of what to expect. So when he saw the YouTube video of Dubai, I'm ready. So he came home the next day and said to my daughter and I don't book nothing for Dubai yet. So I said, what do you mean? He's like, you better catch me while I'm hot. It's hard to get him. And he's like, you better book the trip. And I was, so we was like, book the trip. He said, call everybody. We're going to Dubai. So we had to do a conference WhatsApp call. And then they had to call Joel on iPhone because I'm an Androider.
Oh, no.
And we're asking everybody for life, do you want to go to Dubai? And they was like, what? Is this a trick? Like, what's going on? Like, Dad's taking us to Dubai. So we're calling everybody, Todd, Tavan, Joel, Brianni. We just calling, Verse, he's in the room. You want to go to Dubai? And he was like, yeah, I want to go to Dubai. So he's like, okay, make it happen.
I love it.
And then we all made it happen.
It's so interesting because, like, when I was diagnosed with lupus, I looked at the world differently, looked at travel differently. And then the passing of a close family member, you were always traveling, but it made you say, you know, what's stopping me from living?
Right.
So it's just, you know, I love that you took the time to say, let me live now, because hopefully God gives you many years to come, but you never know.
You never know.
Right.
That's amazing.
There's people that work, and they say, "Oh, when I retire, that's when I'm going to travel."
And then they die when they retire.
Yeah, or they're
if you can,
the medical situations come about and they can't travel because of this and that. So it's best to just do it while.
And then the following year, Father's Day, same time again. He's like,
oh yeah. Father's
like,
Day.
let's go to Greece.
I like to travel around Father's Day. I don't know why. That's kind of like the bug, like you said, that bug hit me somewhere around there.
And then because our mother-in-law was helping us with
travel,
ties and socks.
Sometimes the gifts you get on Father's Day, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, Mother's Day, they get the flowers, and the nice stuff. You know, Fathers might, if you're lucky, maybe get a shovel. A hammer, you know. But for the most part,
go to Jamaica and all the other places. For our anniversary, we traveled because I remember I told you, and I made him stick to that. I said, every year for our anniversary, we have to go away alone together. You know, you book all the anniversary trips. And we have to travel with the kids. But sometimes it would be local things. And then when we were going to Greece this year, he said, I want to bring my mom. I want her to live some life. So then we decided she was coming. Then when his cousin from England heard that we were going to Greece and we were going to stop in London, they said, we're come too.
What?
And then his sister from London, from England, she came and met us. And then he just rented a big old house.
I love it.
And we were all in Greece together. And then, and in addition, my granddaughter and her mom came. Remember?
That trip was huge, you're right.
It's expanding and expanding.
And then my nephew, who I'm very close to, he was there as well. So so it was everyone that's intertwined with the family that was very close. He just told the girls, find a house that's big enough for everybody, and we're going.
Do you get any pushback, or is it like, Daddy said Dubai, we're going to Dubai. Dad said this, we're going here, or they're just all on board?
They're all on board, and I love that our adult children, enjoy traveling with us and spending time with us, and trust me, before we get there, they already have the itinerary because they're TikTokers and Instagrams and.
It's just great because sometimes just the two of us were like, well, he wants to go to one place, I want to go to another, we can't decide. You're getting 14 people to say yes.
And then we're going to, there's some place that I went, my girlfriend and I had her, was it her 50th birthday? She had a birthday in Brazil last November. Was it November? And she invited me to be the MC. It was around the time of his birthday. And
hers is a 10th.
Mine's hers is a 10th and his is 11th. So then we went to Brazil, and they already had an itinerary, but there was the stairs that I wanted to see.
Right, of course.
And when she heard, they added it to the itinerary.
What?
So it's a situation where even though it's so many people, he never takes the position that I'm paying, you have to go where I want you to go.
No,
Everyone
it's
makes a
different.
suggestion and we go. So if it's something that I want to do, we add it to the itinerary. So that's the fun part of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
that was good.
there are day trips that he doesn't get to go because he's always working.
Right.
Yeah, some day trips I'm not really, you know. Once I'm there, I'm good.
Yeah.
Let they go because
Yeah.
they hustle and bust.
Yeah.
Because my firstborn, he
Yeah.
took me and my
Yeah,
granddaughter
they
on
like the day
a
stuff.
day trip to New Orleans for
A
my
lot
birthday.
of people do that.
Yeah.
They go
Yeah.
to New Orleans.
First
do a
flight
quick
in the
trip.
morning.
Yeah.
Last flight coming
Wow.
back.
Yeah.
And then we all went to Atlanta for a day trip. That was our Christmas present for the
Right.
day trip. But he didn't get to come because
Yeah,
he's
no,
working.
something I'll let pass me for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, let they go. Yeah, because for me, it's good,
Yeah.
but I know they enjoy it better.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go there and be a grouch. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Right.
Well,
You're
there
thinking
you
about
come.
stuff you
Yeah,
gotta-
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Remember the last trip? The phone kept ringing.
Oh, yeah.
And in Mexico for his
Yeah.
birthday, we were on the phone every day. The business.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
It was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's hard to separate.
That's why 3 days is not enough for me
Yeah.
because after first of all, the first day you crash, you want to sleep.
Yep.
Second day you getting acclimated with the place, and then the third day
You're finally ready to go.
I'm-
and you're,
Yeah.
and you're going.
yeah.
We used to do a lot of 3-day trips,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I can't do this anymore.
You need
It's
another
gotta be-
day,
yeah, I need
right?
like
Don't you need
another
I need
day?
at least 4 days, 4
days,
nights.
Yeah,
Another
4
day.
nights.
Yeah, 4
But
nights.
what I have to say for your guests that people do not take advantage of, that we certainly do. We take advantage of our points and our frequent flyer mileages
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's
Sometimes
the
you fly
greatest
free.
thing
Yeah.
when, oh my God, Lisa booked a wellness trip for me for my birthday in Costa Rica last year. This was my first time traveling without Babe and the family. Well, not
you
first time
crying?
traveling without them. I correct that. First big trip away. Yeah, I corrected it. First, because there are times that he can't go, but I'll still go because it's different occasion.
Yeah.
But I was a caregiver for my mom who had Alzheimer's disease for 16 years. I raised all of our children, our grandchildren. Everyone was branching out their business. The kids we have a lot of young entrepreneurs in the family. And I support my husband's dream with his business. But I laid my mom to rest and I had health issues and there was so much going on that I kind of felt like Sandra got lost in translation. So I called Lisa and I said, I need to do something for Sandra this year. It didn't mean that I didn't love my family and didn't want to do something with them. It meant that this is something that I wanted. So my intention was to do a wellness trip with just me and then me and my girls, my daughters, Brianna and Tamara. And one day I was on my belly praying in my room and the Lord said, open up the trip other women need it. I called Lisa. I said, Lisa, this is what I want to do. And boy, did we put a wellness trip together. It's named in honor of wellness to Costa Rica. They still jealous. I'm still hearing, you just went to Costa Rica. You did. But I said all of that to say that as women, oftentimes we're so busy making sure that our family is intact, our business intact, our marriage is intact, and we leave ourselves out in the process. So there was a time that I just had to say, you know what, if I need this and these other women need it, how can I make it special for it? And it turned into a weekend retreat that was out of this world. Thank you, Lisa. And Anthony for helping to make it happen.
Balance
The both
all.
of you.
I Can't Wait to Travel may have planned the itinerary with you and gave you suggestions, but there's no way that could have happened the way it did without you. And you are so gifted and have touched so many women and so many lives that I truly hope that not only us, but they will see, come and join, and just get to taste the experience that you offer the ladies that travel with you.
Thank you. But for the sake of my integrity, I know that everyone's podcasting and doing, and it's a great thing, and I embrace it. I just didn't want to just put something out there that not only didn't come from God and it didn't come from my heart, I wanted to be able to give other people something that I had. And there was a time that I had nothing to give. Now I don't have any excuse because I'm in a great place. So I'm excited to see where the Lord is going to take me.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, but
I'm so excited.
thank you
cup
both.
is running over.
I remember when you guys started, I won't call their names, but the other travel agency. And these are travel bosses right here. No, not because not because we're related and not because you're family. But it's this man right here, he's hard to please. Oh my God.
Yeah, at least I don't know how you do that. I'm telling you, she know me.
Yeah.
For some reason, she would send something to her, and Lisa look and say, "No, Versel not gonna like that."
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. No, that's not Versel. Let me do this.
Yeah.
I know it was like, it's like she put it together.
Yeah.
But I guess you're
That's
I was gonna say whatever I have in mind to pick for you, I'm picking for him.
Yes.
Because you have similar tastes.
To the same.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Even
That is
things I
good.
didn't know that I would like.
Yes.
Yeah, too.
I'm like, I'm not gonna like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't help it. I love it.
That was when we went to Arizona.
I was gonna ask you,
like, we're going to the
other
desert?
times that you protest in the beginning and we
yeah.
got there, you had the most fun?
Let me tell you, for his birthday, I said,
Yeah.
so that's one thing I can't plan. You can't buy him shoes.
I don't.
I can't. I'm the travel consultant. I can't book the flights
Really?
because I'm gonna pick economy and he wants lay flats and first
It
class.
depends on where we're going.
So I told him, I said, I have a great surprise for you. We're gonna go to Arizona. The desert? And he says, you know I want to go to Sandals Duns River. Why would I go to the desert? Why?
Go to Sandals Duns River.
And he had the face of a 5-year-old child. And how did you know I would love this?
Oh my God, I saw that.
And it was a
view.
wellness resort too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's what I needed at the time. I needed that.
Yeah. See, thank you, my wife. You guys say thank you, my wife.
Give me wife. Give me a little kiss.
Yes,
Yes, sweet.
So before you guys leave, we don't want to keep you all day. We need to know what's the dream vacation for Sandra and Versel.
Oh, you mean like for both of us?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you already know what I want to do next year.
Well, she had plans for next year, so I leave that in her camp. You know, that's her. She's good with planning.
So because
She's good at planning.
for all of these years, we heard that we renewed our vows without the kids. And we get along so well and we travel so well together. Next year, we'll be celebrating 20 years. Come on.
Wow. 20 years.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a long time.
It's
huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
But
then
it's short.
I want us to renew our 20th anniversary vows, but I always said that I want to do it with the children and the family present, because you know for families to survive for so long in this day and age, it's special. So I want us all to go to Maldives.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I know it's a tall order. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I serve a great God. And I want to have a great, I really want to have a big party, because you know what it is? We all, families, we get together because of funerals
Yeah.
or a tragedy or something.
Right.
And I just long for us to just get together and have a great, good time. People that were at the wedding 20 years ago, for us to be together again and drop foot, and that means dance, have a good time, eat some good food, and just have a great time. And then we all just hop on the plane. That couple, our friends from Tennessee,
Yes.
they said book the trip for us. Where we go? Cabo? Was it
Yeah,
Cabo?
Cabo.
Where we
Yes,
met Dwight and
yes,
Nicole?
yes.
Yeah.
And
The Hyatt Ziva.
Hyatt. Yes.
Yeah, we did.
And there was a young lady on the beach. I was like, oh, okay, another sister on the beach. We're the only two sisters there. And he's on the phone with Joel. I was like, babe, we're on vacation. Come on for the phone. But I don't, they were talking. And I was like, hey, lady, how you doing? And we started talking. And she said she was from Memphis. And I said, well, I'm Jamaican, but I live in Florida. She said, my husband is Jamaican. He's coming. He's that, whatever.
Yeah.
So the husband came. I said, my husband's Jamaican too. And then they met. And Dwight and Nicole from Memphis, Tennessee. And after we met that year, we realized that we celebrate the same exact anniversary.
Crazy.
Both of our anniversaries are on April 8th. And we took so well together. We started celebrating our anniversary together after that.
Wow.
And they love to travel. And, you know, travel, we meet a lot of interesting people. And, you know.
See other places.
And now we not only just do each other, you know, we still maintain our relationship, our sisterhood, separate and apart from our anniversary and our marriage. Wow. So that's a wonderful thing.
I love it.
I don't know how next year is going to pan out. I'm manifesting it. And
Speak it.
I'm speaking it.
I love it.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So before we go, I do want to say, you know, we said this off camera. I want to say it just to give you guys your roses, you know, for everyone to hear. Sandra and Versel has supported I Can't Wait to Travel from when we weren't even a company. We just were a Facebook group that was talking about travel. And whenever you go into a business, you never know who's going to be your greatest supporter. And you think it's always going to be your family or your friends or whoever it may be. And this lady is more than just family. Like, I think that if we were friends, you would have done the same. If
Absolutely.
you were just, you know, someone in my corner. And I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, because not only has your trips been amazing for us to travel, to plan, but you put a megaphone to your mouth and have told everybody about it.
Spread the word, huh?
And we could never say thank you enough.
But I thank you and me calling you and my commitment to the two of you and the business is because I know you're going to get it done and get it done right. It's not just because we're related. Right. It's because of your work ethics, your integrity. And everyone we meet, we have other friends that have traveled and they're like, she going to call Lisa and Anthony. And it's not, you know, it's just like, it's not that because we don't have confidence in other people, but because of our relationship and because we know with you, all we have to say is, this is where we want to go, and you will make it happen. All we have to do is call and say, these are the things that we want to do, and you absolutely make it happen. So we're grateful for you. We appreciate your work ethics. And my husband, Lord got him hard for please. And the fact that you can make him happy,
Right.
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Husbands aren't hard to please.
His family reunion is coming up in May.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get him to come. It's his family reunion, even for 2 days. But you know, you booked it.
We still have time. Make sure that if you're in the South Florida area, you stop by Pizza Tingzs.
Up on
Gunning. 5100 West Commercial Boulevard, Suite Bay number 5. Pizza
Absolutely.
Tingzs.
Right off of the turnpike.
Rock Island
so
and Commercial
it's
off
close.
the turnpike.
You get there quick.
Absolutely. We're going to put the address below, and hopefully we'll put your social media contacts, because I know they're going to want to reach out to you as well.
Okay.
You want to MC?
Mm.
Weddings, bar mitzvahs, birthdays.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.